Alright, so I made over $20,000 from one YouTube video at age 16, and I'm about to share how you can do the exact same thing. This isn't a joke, I'm not here to waste your time, so let's just get straight into it. So why should you trust me? Well, my name's Ricky, I'm 20 years old. I've been running faceless commentary channels since I was 13 years old, so, for over 7 years now. And as you can see, this is the video we're going to be talking about today. Obviously, as you can see, it's got, $31,000, but that's Australian, so, convert that to US, that's like over 20,000. As you can see, it generated 60,000 subscribers, completely long form, a 23-minute video, 4.4 million views. I mean, look, that's just how it is. So this is the channel I run here. I've been running this since I was, it says 2016, but it was 2018, so about 7 or 8 years now. Essentially, it's just commentary stuff. You can see there's a very, normal brand to it, and, this is kind of how I blew up here. So essentially, we're going to be diving deep into my analytics to, explain what led up to that moment where that huge video, that is the most viewed video on this channel, happened. So basically, I'm going to go back to 2020 where this channel really blew up. So I've had this channel alive for probably about 5 years now. I really blew up in about August of 2020 when I was about 15 years old. So if we can just sort it, let's just say a random date. So August 1st to November 30. Pretty much it was around August where I made one video that changed the game for me. So pretty much before that, I was just posting regular commentary videos, getting about 50 to 100 views per video, nothing crazy at all. I was still really small and it was literally just like my friends watching my videos. But it got to a point where in around August, there was just this one video that I made about a particular person. I don't know if you guys remember that vegan teacher, but this was made in August 26th. So at the time, I don't know if you guys know, but pretty much vegan teachers this vegan TikToker, she blew up in around 2020 for just making outrageous videos. And so at the time, being the commentary YouTuber that was 15 with nothing else to do other than making videos, I decided why not decide to make a video on her. And as you can see, first 24 hours, this video did about average 86, 88 views in the first 24 hours. Never would have thought that this video would have done what it did, but as you can see, we sort by since published, and yeah, it just absolutely took off. This is my first, I guess, viral video. 500k views, 500,000, and then obviously it dropped off because vegan teacher just isn't relevant anymore. This is 5 years ago. But yeah, essentially this, snowballed into, every single video I made went absolutely ballistic, and then it ended up with this video right here. So I made a follow-up on that vegan teacher, and, first 24 hours. As you can see, there's this little gray bar down here where my average views were 1k in the first 24 hours. This one got 16k, so this one just went absolutely wild. And then it blew up, got 2 million views, and, I guess the rest is history. The channel now sits at about 423,000 subscribers. But this was all in 2020, so, 2020 was pretty good, especially being 15 years old. This was something that had never happened in my life before. It was a pretty wild time, but now we move to 2021 where this huge video was made. So essentially, I grinded out the same videos in 2021. It was all commentary stuff, vegan teacher, Nikocado avocado was a big one as well. There's a whole bunch of YouTubers that, needed me talking about them. But then, obviously being 15, 16, I wasn't, the smartest person on YouTube. I wasn't incredible at making videos. So around June, it started to fall off a little bit. It started to get to a point where I can probably show you guys. June, July, I was still pulling views, but as you can see, it was dying down a little bit, getting around 30,000 views per day, which is still good at my age. I was still earning a good income, but it wasn't like it was in the late 2020 where I was getting 4 or 5 million views a month. But now we move on to around August till pretty much the end of the year, and this second half of 2021 was absolutely insane. Pretty much what I did was I stopped these gameplay commentary videos where I just talked about vegan teacher or whatever, and I decided I want to switch. So as you can see, I'm pretty much making videos every day here. Eventually I just decided I took a risk, I took a leap of faith, and this is one point I want to drive home. If you want to do this, you need to take risks. Even as someone that had, a good viewer base, I saw that something was slowing down even at age 16, and I decided, you know what, I want to switch to this weekly schedule here. As you can see, the videos are much more sparse, they're a lot more spread out. So yeah, then essentially after this, so yeah, I made these videos, I think so this is the first one I made. So I eventually stopped, and I did this series where I tried to go undercover in different. So I went undercover on Twitter, I went undercover on Instagram as a vegan and tried to troll a bunch of vegans. Pretty much it was that typical trolling content you saw in 2021. I'm not gonna say that I was the one that, started all this. I originally found the idea from Will and E, and then I decided to replicate it. But I will say that, as you can see by this video right here, this undercover vegan video, which ended up getting 4.5 million views, I I think I definitely popularized it, especially in the commentary niche. I mean, there's been tons of other people that did it as soon as I started to do it. But essentially, this video right here is kind of what changed the game for me. So first 24 hours, it was just, you know, it was a better performing video than normal. But I want to really, I want you guys to really understand this, because it's so easy to sit here and, you know, show you guys, hey, this huge video blew up. But I think you guys need to understand, this was not an easy video to make. This was, still to this day, this is probably the most time I've ever spent on a video. It was the hardest to produce, it was the hardest to make, and look, I'm not gonna say like me sitting here going undercover in a vegan Discord server, that was the video. I'm not gonna say that deserved to earn me, you know, the number you see on screen right now, but realistically, this video is fully subtitled, so every single word in this video was subtitled by hand, by me. This is at a time where, you know, I think now in Premiere Pro, you're able to automatically subtitle and caption videos. There's tons of AI software now. Back in 2021, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do any of that. So I spent 3 to 4 days straight subtitling every single word everyone was saying. And, you know, we had calls in this video. We had Discord calls. There were like multiple people talking at the same time, so I had to stack them on top of each other, and it was hell. What I want to try and get across with this is that, again, it's so easy to sit here and say, like, hey, you know, this video did amazing. But at the time, it was hell to produce. Like, and I was 16 years old. I made this video at 16. This was not fun. Like, it's cool sitting here seeing the result, but like at the time, this was hard work. It truly was. But yeah, look, it pretty much blew up to 3.8, and then it kind of just stagnated for a while. And then recently, like, this is the gold thing about YouTube right here, is that, you know, it's sat here on 3.9 million views. People ignore this little spike here. This little spike happened like in late 2024. It just randomly decided to get another 500,000 views. And if you see here by this like revenue tab, so it ended up on about 28,500. But then randomly it just picked up, and I just got another free 3 grand for literally no reason at all. Like there was no reason. It just decided, hey, let's just blow up a little bit more. And that's the beauty of YouTube. When you make evergreen content, and you don't sit here watching these clickbait videos of like, oh, how I made 40 grand in 2 weeks on, you know, YouTube automation, how I did AI YouTube. When you stop watching that and you actually realize, hey, if you do this for the long game, you can have things like this happen where, you know, you have a video, it'll blow up, and then randomly, like in a couple of months, you'll make, you know, a normal salary just because YouTube decides, hey, I just want to push this video randomly. Like, this is what happens. And this is why I so strongly urge you, stop watching these clickbait, you know, BS, like, oh, I made 40 grand in 1 week, and then the next week I made $20, because that's what happens. It's like when you eat a McDonald's meal, or like when you take a drug, like it's up for 10 minutes and then straight back down to death. This is what happens. But when you're actually in it for the long haul and you actually want this to be a full-time job like I do, you end up with videos like this. This is just what happens. It's a video that always just goes up randomly over time, and it's just one of those ones where it's long, you spend a lot of time doing it, you make it as perfect as you possibly can, and with enough experience, and you know, if you're in the right time, if you're in the right place at the right time, I should have said, you can get videos to do that as well. Like, like YouTube is a game. YouTube is a game you have to crack. And when you have the method like I do, it's so easy to crack it. So yeah, if you made it this far, obviously me and you have a lot in common, because I'm sure you want to do exactly what I'm doing. So if you learned something from this video, click this video on screen right now, because YouTube specifically has picked it out for you. So I'd recommend you watch it right now. And anyways, yeah, subscribe.